Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Here's my Harbor Freight bandsaw, my favorite tool of all time. It's both a horizontal and vertical bandsaw with a few small changes, locking it upright, and a table surface, which I have modified mine, as you can see. More on that later. But it's just a great all-around tool. This video was prompted by my old Amazing Blade dying. Used my last one probably for 8 years. It was a $40 or so Lennox blade, and it was pretty amazing. Cut everything from wood, plastic, aluminum, steel, you name it. So now we're going to try the cheap Amazon version for $17. I'll leave a link below if you want to try the same. I'll keep you posted on how mine does. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the blade guides. It's kind of a pain. You will need a wrench. Just going to slide the blade onto the bottom pulley first, then the top one, and start tensioning it a little bit. I'm not really sure the amount of tension you're supposed to use on these, but if you can tighten it as much as you can with your hand without wrenching your whole body, you're probably good. These are the adjustments to keep the blade tracking. You'll want to adjust the middle and bottom to get the blade close to the back edge of the pulley, but not rubbing on it so much that it squeaks. Once you hear that noise, you know you've gone too far. You need to back it off a little bit. As you go through and adjust the saw more and more, you'll have to come back to this and probably tweak it a little bit. You want something like that. Next step is going to be putting the blade guides back on. You do want to adjust these so that the two ball bearings on the front there are touching the blade but not clamping it. And if you, as you can see, if you rotate this inner nut, the whole bearing moves in and out. Tighten the back nut down to lock it. you tighten them down all the way, you want to make sure you have the blade straight. These will tilt the blade in and out like that, and so you want them to be perfectly perpendicular to the table. And the best way to do that is to find something straight and then clamp it a little far back from the blade so that you can compare the gap between the blade and the item. And if you want, you can slide it all the way to the blade to check parallelness. And then you run a test cut. Then you compare your cut to a square. In this case, looks like we are right on the money. And just for the hell of it, I made another cut and cut this sliver off. And it looks pretty much the same thickness all the way through. So that's a win. And don't forget, we've got to install all the guards again. One thing I didn't talk about was you want these blade supports to be as close to the cut as possible. And if you'll notice, there's like a 2-inch gap. So the top can be adjusted via knob. The bottom only has one bolt. And I moved mine up from the minimum, so now my table doesn't fit anymore. I also had to cut a little bit out of this section, grind it down, and I make sure, as you can see, we just clear. This is one of the best mods you can do. Well, everybody, I hope you have a bandsaw, and if not, I hope you get one. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I'm going to enjoy my bandsaw. Don't forget to check the links out below, and have a good one.